Welcome back to another Worthless Mutts. I'm Gore the Dog Butcher. This is kind of sudden, but I'm going to be doing a movie commentary for the movie Clifford the Big Red Dog. I know I did one like last year about Air Bud, the basketball version. So, once again, I'm going to be doing some commentary, and I hope you enjoy. Oh, yeah, there's not going to be any audio of the movie just for copyright purposes. So, yeah. And it begins with of a nasty, worthless mutt. It looks disgusting. How disgusting these things are. See, these things can't build their own homes. That's why they live in a shack. And now we see Clifford, the big red dog. How nasty and ugly this dog is. Come on. So the dog pound just takes the dogs. And usually dogs are, you know, overprotective, but this worthless mutt didn't even put up a fight. They now have abandoned the worthless mutt known as Clifford as a puppy. And like that was kind of like a bitch. But like I said before, dogs can't hunt. They can't take care of themselves. Dogs are worthless. They're worthless. That's why they need dog nuts to look after them. Yeah. Dogs are just the worst. Dogs are the worst. There's nothing that can compare to a dog. So in a way, dogs are unique. They're unique because you can't find anything like a dog, and I mean that in a horrible way. No other animal, not even other people, nothing can compare to the worthless mutt. Oh boy. So this movie has the same cliche. Oh, I need to be popular. Every movie has have that. Girls always want to be popular in movies. I want to be popular. Every movie, same crap. Once again, the worthless mutt is back in my view. Even though this thing is CGI, it still looks hideous. Not even CGI can make these worthless mutts look decent. In real life, dogs are ugly and nasty. In movies, they're ugly and nasty. Now a CGI, an animated dog is still disgusting to look at. Yeah, so Clifford the red dog. This movie is based on the famous books. They were very popular back in the 90s. Even I used to read them back then. Even though I always hated dogs, I would still read them. They were pretty good. Even the cartoon was back in the day was pretty decent as well. But still, I wasn't blind to the fact that the characters, the owner of the dogs, were so negligent. They allowed the dog to roam free everywhere, endangering people. But yeah, I've always hated dogs. Even when I was young, in the 90s, I used to hate dogs. But I would read like books like Clifford. I would read and I would be fine with it. But as I got older, my hatred grew more and more and more. Movie's kind of dumb. Here we have a loose dog. I know the dog is CGI, but have a loose dog and no one is like noticing this worthless mutt. That's how owners are. They let their dog go loose and they don't even notice the dog. And here we have this dog roaming loose in the city and no one notices it. No one. Your dogs sound horrible. Dogs sound horrible. Like there's no animal that sounds as bad as a dog. They're bark, roof, roof. It's just so unpleasant. My gosh. Dogs are just awful. So far in 2022, there's still been a lot of dog fatalities. You have a 3-month-old in Florida killed by the family dog. This was very early in the year. Oh boy. So now this child sees a animal rescue tent. So I get it. So I know where this is heading. So we have this child that feels unpopular in school. You know, the typical cliche, I guess, outcast of a child. And we all know how this is gonna go. This worthless mutt is gonna become her best friend. How can a dog be someone's best friend? A dog. They can't even hear you when you talk. They don't understand your language. They're worthless. Oh, man. "56-year-old died after being attacked by 2 large dogs outside of his home. So, again, it doesn't matter. You can be 3 months. You could be the family dog. Or you can be a grown man where you don't even know the dog. And you can be attacked and killed by dogs. How long is enough? And this grown-up died by a German Shepherd. 2 German Shepherds. It's the neighbor's dog. Here we have a 7-year-old from Virginia. This time it was from a relative's dog. It was a Rottweiler. And here we go. Now in the movie, the girl finally finds the worthless mutt, and she's groping the dog, and the dog is, doing what dogs do. And she's like, "I will be your family." Dogs don't have families. They don't have families. Dogs can't be family members. Dogs can't be friends. And this little girl is trying to use tactics to try to get the dog. Porcupine joke. Huh. That's kind of funny. That's funny. Huh. Here we go. Here we go. The cliche bullies. Yeah, 7-year-old by died by a Rottweiler while visiting her step grandmother's home. Another 1-year-old. See, dogs don't care about age. They don't care about age. Excuse me. Typical cliche. It's so dark. She arrives home from school, but it's so dark outside. I don't get it. So here we have a girl, again, who's being picked on at school. Not really picked on, but she's not being accepted at school. And we all know where this is heading. We all know. They want to make people seem so bad. I mean, they are, to an extent. But they want to make people look so bad just so they can uplift the dog. So this dog is going to become a hero. So now she finds the dog in her backpack. I'm not sure how the dog got into her backpack. Because she has a nasty, smelly dog in her house. I know the dog is CGI, but I bet this CGI dog smell as bad as a real dog. Oh, man. So another 1-year-old by another family's pit bull. The dog got her on the back of the neck and head and on her face. Oxner stated, "Our precious baby girl went to be with." So why couldn't Jesus? Why couldn't Jesus protect this girl from these dogs? Why couldn't Jesus eliminate these dogs? And she was only 22 months old. Year old. Almost about to turn 2. Just like that. Look at this nasty dog touching over the food, man. Oh, man. It's disgusting. Oh, my goodness. The dog's on the table. Yeah, yeah, like even in real life, some dog nuts allow their dogs to stand and sit, to touch over the table, the kitchen counter, even the kitchen floor, even on their plates to share their food. It's dog nuts are just disgusting people, man. Uh, now again, another individual of age. So somehow this dog ends up in her bag, and she doesn't know how the dog got there. I don't know either. I've been watching the whole time, and her uncle finds out, and uncle says no to the dog, and this girl, you know, puts up a little hissy fit just for a worthless mutt. And now see, like, man, all for a dog. A nasty dog, man. Ugh. And again, they're using CGI dogs, a CGI dog. So I wonder why they didn't use a real dog. I wonder why. Oh. So so in one night, this dog grew to be giant. That's not how the story goes in the books. In the books, it took a while for this dog to grow. But after one night, this dog is a giant. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. It's one night, oh, I'm gonna become a giant. So here we have an individual who's also a dog nut, or was a dog nut, and she was working with other dogs at a rescue facility. Um, so they were working with the dog, and the dog suddenly snapped. So even if you work with dogs and trying to help dogs, rescue dogs, you're 1 years old, you're a senior citizen, you're a grown man, you're minding your own business, dogs will attack and they will kill you. Owner of dog, rescue. uh, Yeah. It's worthless mutt. Why is it pant so loud? Like, why do dogs pant so loud? Why can't they just be quiet? And the little girl's like, the dog is not going to hurt you. The dog is harmless. Where have we heard that before? Usually from pitbull nuts. My pitbull is sweet. It would not hurt you. Next thing you know, the dog hurt someone. Now we have a 7-month-old and another child that was attacked and killed. I should say baby that was attacked and killed while at a relative's house or a family's house. And the great grandmother also suffered injuries. So that means this dog wasn't listening to her. After, bribing the dog with food and with whatever, this dog then harms its owner. This movie is nothing like the books, which is okay at a time. It's okay sometimes. So far as a movie, it's not horrible. I mean, I give movies fair chance, but so far it's movie's not horrible yet. Even with a dog in it, this movie isn't that horrible yet. American Bulldog, as in Pitbull. 6-year-old. Dog is so ugly. Even though the dog's like animated. Even though the dog is like animated, the dog is still ugly. And the landlord's like, hey, I can smell dog. Honestly, I don't even know what dogs smell like. I haven't been around them long enough to know what a dog even smells like. It's a good thing. And this dog is just the worst. Dog is the worst. The dog is just the worst. It's causing such a big mess, problems. My goodness. So if this dog wasn't in the home, so again, the landlord's there to inspect the dishwasher. and the dog is behaving reckless, causing a mess, making noise. If this dog wasn't there, none of this recklessness would happen. We wouldn't be talking about it. Man, dogs are the worst. Look at this. Dog is just the worst, man. So dangerous. The guy is just sitting on the couch and this dumb dog decides to jump on the couch, flinging him over. And where the hell did they get a leash? Where the hell did they get a leash big enough for this dog? The acting isn't bad in this movie either. Usually in movies like this, it's horrible. Um, One thing I noticed, this girl barely knows this dog, and the dog is listening to her. Aren't they supposed to bribe the dog with food in order for that to listen? But this worthless mutt is listening, obeying. Like, why? That's unheard of. You gotta feed dogs in order for them to listen to you. Other dogs harming children. Look at this. This dog is impulsive and dumb. So this dog sees a stinking ball and decides to run after it, hurting people again. So there's this guy inside this big ball, those big plastic balls. Something like one of those the hamster balls. But there's a guy in it, and this dumb dog sees it from a distance and decides to go over there and bother the guy. This isn't funny. And now the dog vandalizes his property. It's so dumb. Dogs are the worst. And now everyone's crowding around this worthless mutt. It's disgusting. The dog is pissing. Now the dog is pissing. I always said, like, there's always that 5-second rule. You remember you're in the park, I don't know, your candy drops on the grass, and you may think nothing of it, and you pick it up and put it back in your mouth. But you gotta realize dogs walk, they piss, and they shit all over the park. So, again, if anything falls on the floor that you're eating, it's done. It's done. Because these dogs will shit everywhere on the streets, and in parks. It's nasty. Just never ever follow that 5 second rule when you're outside. Never. Now, they're just showing the villain of the movie now. The evil villain. The evil scientist villain. The cliche scientist villain. Yeah, you know where this heading. You know where this heading. So this guy has nothing. This villain. The scientist had nothing to do with the books. Nothing. So this character is so new. So they're just making this movie, Clifford the Big Red Dog movie, as another cliche. You gotta have a dumb, even though the scientist is smart, they're gonna make him kind of dumb, evil. The scientist is probably gonna try to steal the dog, and end of the day, everyone's gonna love the dog, and they're all gonna celebrate. I know where this is heading. I've seen so many movies already. So many movies, I've seen it all. Now they're at the vet, and nearly almost every doofus has a dog. So disgusting. The dog is like licking. Oh, it's Keenan. It's Keenan. Can't believe it's in this. But anyways, the dog was licking his crotch. Ugh, dogs are disgusting. Keenan in the building. The dog vandalizes something else. So first the dog vandalizes their home, vandalizes the ball, now vandalizes the veterinarian's machine. Disgusting. Yep. This was in North Dakota. Of a 27-year-old from Iowa, this time killed by a pack of vicious dogs on the settlement where she resided. More than 5 dogs were involved in the attack. It was horrific. Everybody at the police department knew this woman. So a pack of mixed breed. So once again, this dog is causing a ruckus. I think this movie was made just to have these silly dog gags. So all this dog is doing is causing problems. Anyways, this time, and here we have again. Sorry to go. Wait. Back to Iowa, where this young lady, was attacked by a pack of dogs, and they say no criminal charges, none. I don't know how things are ran where this person resides, but shouldn't it be the states or the closest major city's problem? Shouldn't the city be charged for this? The state be charged for this? So a Jane Doe was attacked and killed by her own, look at this, by her own highly trained dog. Multiple deputies responded to the home in Tellico Village, an uncorrupted community, an unincorporated community at 6:50 p.m. When deputies arrived, they found a large black dog standing over a body. They were unable to host the victim due to potential attack from the dog. She was pronounced dead at the scene. This movie is very cliche. I'm not saying the movie should copy the book page by page, but you've seen so many movies like this, and you just know where this is heading. Cliche villain, cliche being an outcast, cliche plot. And everyone in the end of the day, everyone in this whole school city is gonna love this girl and love the dog, and they're gonna end with this big scene of everyone gathering around the dog, making love and groping the dog. So this girl's an outcast. And now the dog has invaded her school. Everyone doesn't really like this girl for some reason. Because it's cliche. But anyways, I guarantee you this dog is going to make the children accept Emily now. All the dogs licking over the other girl. That's disgusting. Okay, so this bully girl is being rude to Emily. And then her dog invades the school and then starts licking on the girl. And everyone laughs at the bully girl. You know the setting. You know the setting. This time, 84 years old. Mauled by her neighbor's dogs. 3 of them. Mixed breed again. No, we already know what it is. So we're going to Kansas. Alright, no one knows what's going to happen. So, we got a reckless repairman who's now in danger. And this dog has like super hearing and somehow hears this commotion. Whiplash. She's just terrible in this. Holy moly. So, like expected, the dog saves the day. So, repairman was trying to fix a satellite. The repairman slipped. And then this dog from out of nowhere hears the commotion, saves the guy. And now everybody's like all gaga over this dog. Um, 38-year-old, the kill number, multiple dog bites. So apparently he was familiar with the dog, but the dog still attacked and killed him. And now they're not releasing the breed of the dog. Just one dog. Now, 59-year-old in Mission, Texas. That's a good city name. I live in Mission. And our mission in Mission, Texas is to complete this mission. And that mission is to get rid of these worthless mutts. In the book, Emily, the redhead girl, she had both parents, mom and dad, and then they moved to the suburbs. But in this version, she has a mom who's, I guess, working, so she has to abandon her child with her uncle, with her brother. So this story is like nothing like the books. And here comes the evil scientist group. you know what's good. The evil scientist group. Like, we all know what they're gonna do, what they're all about. Usually, this dog is causing a ruckus. But usually, I'm like, I kind of root for the good guys. Usually, I call sometimes the villains can be jerks or assholes. But this time, I kind of want the villains to win. What dumb. Anyways, I kind of want these villains to win. I want them to dissect these dogs. Or this dog. Or the dog, I mean. I hope they win, but... Um, 45-year-old in South Carolinas she was attacked by her own dog. I have no sympathy for dog nuts who are killed by their own dog. None. None. If you can get the dog, and if you can get it, buy it, bring it home, and kiss it, and blah, 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 then you can handle it. And if that dog decides to snap on you for whatever reason, despite having all the resources, information regarding these dogs, whether it's a pit bull or chihuahua or not, and that dog, kills you, that's all on you. That's all on you. With all the resources we have, there should be no excuse. None. There should be no excuse. It's a family dog. So here we have the scene again where instead of just, being honest and being direct, they're going to lie and make up this dumb story. All I could have just said, hey, we have this big ugly dog in our house, and we have these villain people chasing after us. End of story. I mean, everyone else knows about it. What? Come on. It's disgusting. I'm not even going to say what happened, but it was just nasty. That's nasty. So much dog nuts in this show, in this movie. Another one in Oklahoma was killed by multiple dogs. And as for the dogs that attacked Miss Smears, we don't know whether they are wild dogs or neighbor dogs. And look how they use wild dogs. Usually it's stray dogs, but they're now calling dogs wild dogs. Aren't all dogs wilds? I mean, but usually they would say stray dogs. I think stray dog is a better term than wild dog. Because there were no witnesses, we may never know. And the 66-year-old Pitbull, the family dog. So this lady, or it was a lady, um, tried to break up a fight between two dogs, and he or she met their demise. Another 58-year-old in Alabama. Another one in Alabama. Oh, two Alabamas. Yeah. So this movie, all it is about is showing dog gangs. There's a story going on. I get it. It's not a horrible movie. It's okay, but it's just all about dog gangs. Nasty, disgusting dog gangs. Reckless dog gangs. Dogs hurting people, endangering people, dog gangs. The most recent was in Tennessee. 70-year-old by the family dog. So again, how much is enough? Like when look at this 67. like when are people, even the government, gonna step up and do something about this? Dogs have killed so many people. Elderly, infants, non-family members, family members, to even people that are trying to help dogs. So no one is safe. No one is safe when it comes to these dogs. No one. Horrible. And I really think something needs to be done. But nothing is done. See, again, another, as I'm watching the movie again, another disgusting dog gag. Another, okay. So now the dog is outside. How was that impossible? Look at this. This is from a pro dog site. Um, from May 6, 22. They just, they're some of these dog nuts are they're capable of exposing the facts. At the same time, they can promote dogs. At the same time. And look what they say. A dog may be a human's best friend, but even best friends can go through rough spells. Again, dogs are not friends. They're not best friends. They're not families. They're just worthless dogs. People put these labels on these dogs. They make it up. They are just playing with people's heads. The dog industry knows that most people are just dumb. And they're able and capable of saying anything to them regarding these dogs, as long as it's positive towards the dog, as long as it's, not negative or cruel. But they can put any label on this dog and everything is okay. Dogs are not friends. Dogs are the enemy. Dogs are worthless. Dogs are worthless mutts. And these are a lot of stats we already know, that we've been going through for years, or at least for me, for a year. Man's best friend kills over 30 to 50 people. Again, they call dogs man's best friend. If dogs were man's best friend, why do these stats exist? And this is from a pro dog site. Why do these stats exist? Look at the pictures they use. Dog bites injuries in children increased during 2020. Look at this. What is wrong with this picture? So, sorry, back to the movie for a second. So it's a lot of sobbing and, But anyways, back to the movie. So now they're, I guess, sending this worthless mutt on a boat to Hong Kong, apparently. And they had like this E.T. moment of, crying and sobbing. This girl's crying for a worthless mutt. It's a stupid dog. Oh. The dog... And she's like talking to the dog as if the dog can understand her. Dogs cannot understand what humans say. They don't fully understand it. Is in a way as if you say hi, they don't know what that means. They don't know that you're saying hi. Um, if you say go to your bed, the dog doesn't hear you say go to your bed. They hear like sounds, and they incorporate food and sounds, which is why some dogs are able to become enslaved to these dog nuts. Hope that makes sense. Breeds involved range from the usual suspects: pit bulls and Rottweilers. So these are the most common dogs that will kill other dogs. Might be saying that wrong. Never mind. Only 4% of dog bite deaths were not caused by family pets. So some stupid dog, like I said, is able to bring people together. Let's ignore people starving all over the world. Let's ignore people getting hurt in your own city. Your homes are probably terrible, but people will give up their lives to save a worthless mutt. It's outrageous. It's kind of dumb. This dog is pretty strong. A giant dog. But they only have two people with a piece of string around the dog's neck. This dog could easily just get away. Easily just run away and throw these people around. Some movies are just so dumb. Two little guys with strings around the dog's neck and they're fine with it. The dog's fine. Yeah, we already know all these stats, and nothing's being done. Nothing's being done. If you guys seen Spider-Man 2, the guy from the restaurant in the opening scene who fires Peter. He's in this movie. Not Peter Parker, but the restaurant pizza guy. Yeah, movies today. Movie production today is just lazy. Back in the 90s, every animal would be real. Even these worthless mutts, they would be real. But I've noticed throughout this movie, a lot of these animals are just CGI. CGI. Why? Like they're CGIing the sheep. I think there were goats that were CGIing. What's the point in that? CGI is just. I don't know. I kind of hate. I'm okay with CGI, but sometimes it just looks the worst. It just looks bad. So, man, like security is so like when you have watched many movies like I have, and you pay attention to detail. Like security in some movies are just the worst. They're so dumb. Like, is that how they make movies? Just make people dumb? I know this is a dog movie now, and so technically it's kind of dumb, but why are like security, police, henchmen always so stupid? You're telling me you can't make a story with reliable henchmen? Man. So this guy's this guy's a liar. He's saying the little girl Emily saved the dog when that's not true. As a matter of fact, this dog ended up in her backpack by who knows how and who like how. And what is it with all these British actors? Ah, Air Bud reference. Oh boy. Anyways, and why are villains in movies so dumb too? There's exceptions to some movies, but usually in children movies, the villains are usually so dumb and pathetic, and their henchmen are stupid. It's man. Everyone wants to see this stupid ass dog. So another corny. So they're saying Clifford only got big because of Emily's love for the worthless mutt. That is just silly writing. Even the police are dumb. Oh yeah. Knew it. As I said, I knew it was gonna happen. Knew this was gonna happen. Everybody in the town and the city is gonna side with Emily. I knew it was gonna happen. So predictable. Uh so now this Emily girl is gonna speak a boring speech. So in that time, 11-year-old girl from I have no idea is recovered from being attacked by a dog. Last Thursday, this was in May 24th. She was waiting. All she was doing was waiting for a piano lesson to start Thursday, and was greeted by her instructor's daughter's dog. I sat down on the bench and Bentley greeted me. So I pet him, then he jumped up sort of halfway on the bench, and then he bit my face. Should be bit my face. It was really fast. So, a lot of things wrong with this. Piano lessons, and this person has a dog, whether the dog is theirs or not. This girl sat down, so that means she was likely at the dog's level somehow. And she said the dog went to go and greet her. How do dogs greet? By jumping on you? That's greeting? They do that all the time to their owners. Even when their owner, when they see their owner every day, they still jump on them. Is that greeting? If you already seen someone, why do you need to greet them by jumping on them? So all this again, this dog nuttery like greeting is nonsense. All it is about food and being invasive. And she ended up with 16 stitches in her face. But is it look the damage is already done. If your dog shows aggression towards anything, put it in behavioral classes or put it down if it bites someone. Why don't we just put down all dogs? Why don't we just put down all dogs? And as I said, everyone in the town is going to side with this girl. Like I said, so predictable. These again, in the book, it had nothing to do with magic. But now in this movie, they want to use this magic. Um, this movie isn't bad. Like I've seen worse. I've seen way worse movies than this. Um, this movie is it's nothing like the books. Nothing like the books. In the books, she had a both dad and mom, and the dog grew very slowly. But in this, the dog just grew in a day. They have a villain. She's an outcast, but in the books, Emily's more liked. She has a lot of friends. She lives in the suburbs. She moved to the suburbs. Um, she didn't have. I don't remember her having an uncle, but somehow in this she has an uncle, a single mom, who wasn't at home. So a lot of things changed. A lot of things did change. Not a bad movie, but I'm not saying it's a great movie. I'm not gonna act like some dog nut because I'm not a dog nut. But this movie was just to worship, and was just to worship the dog. Was just to have these dog gags, the nasty, disgusting dog gags, like pissing and chasing after things, barking, being annoying, causing damage, being reckless, having people be all gaga over people, having this dog endanger people. It's so it's this movie's not bad, but it's pretty waste. This movie is pretty waste. Scholastic. Iconic. All right, so here we have in the movie two people. The Emily, who's an outcast, and their uncle, who's struggling to get a job. And at the end, they're just saying how this dog, they're just telling us how this dog pretty much saved her life. Because after this dog came in to the picture, Emily is, I guess, I don't know. They don't really say what happened at school, but now Emily is fine. And her uncle got a job because of this stupid dog. Man, this is dog nuttery. Dog nuttery at its finest. And I remember watching the old cartoons. They were pretty good as a child. The books were pretty good as a child. I hated dogs back then, but I wasn't my hatred for them wasn't as strong as now. But this movie was okay. If it was okay for a movie, it was okay. Looking at this movie as a dog hater, as Gore the dog butcher, this movie's trash. Because all it is showing dog gags, nasty dog gags, the dog being reckless, the dog being disgusting, the dog harming people, hurting people, endangering people, making other people look bad while this dog looks good. This movie, it lacked development in some area. They lacked development with Emily. They lacked character development. Period. We really don't know much about Emily. Don't know really much about her uncle or anyone except for the worthless mutt. And all we know about this worthless mutt is that it's red, it's giant, and it's worthless. One area that I would add, I would add more development in Emily's school life and her peers at school. I would have added more development there. Her school life was just, it wasn't necessary. Like, if they didn't show her school life, no one would care. Like, it wouldn't matter. Like, it wouldn't, like, if they didn't show her school life, it wouldn't have mattered. Because her school life didn't matter at all. But I think they only use that just to set up, Emily's an outcast. So she needs a dog to feel like something. And that's the thing with dog nuts. They need a dog in order to feel like someone. Some of them. In many of these movies like this, the Air Bud one, and this movie in particular, both children felt like outcasts. And they didn't feel like anything until they found a worthless mutt. And both movies are very identical. Very, very identical. You have the cliche bully, the cliche villain. Even the villain in this movie needed a lot more development. Like, the villain wasn't really a villain per se, because he didn't really do anything. But as for Air Bud and Clifford, very identical. We have the villain, the bullies at school, the outcast child, single parent. Both of them are single parented. And at the end of both movies, the town, loves this dog. The whole town gathers together for this dog, and everyone's happy because of the dog. So if you cannot make your own self happy and feel secure, and you have to rely on a dog, then you're just not that good. You're not a thinker. You're not a problem solver. And I know there's more dog movies with the same premise. Usually a child that is like feeling bad or insecure, And they get a dog, and all of a sudden now they feel happy. We've seen this so many times. So many. And again, the movie was okay. For a movie, it's okay. Looking at this as a dog hater, it's a worthless mutt movie. It's propaganda. It's mind control. It's brainwashing. Children watching this movie are gonna think dogs are like this, or are like gentle, or like good, or they give hope. They're gonna be brainwashed. They're gonna look at their family, their school life, other people, and look at them as evil and bad. And oh, I'm gonna need a dog to feel secure. This is what this movie is doing. It is by far manipulating, and will manipulate minds. It's not like instantly children are gonna watch this and be like, hey, I need a dog. Let's go get a dog. It happens very, very subtly. They're gonna notice things. They're gonna notice things with people. They're going to notice things with themselves. They're going to feel insecure. And their solution, because all they watch on TV is dogs being praised and worshipped and doing no good, no wrong. And they're going to think, hey, I need a dog to feel secure. That's what's going to happen. So again, this movie was okay, but as a worthless mutt, it's very garbage. And as we were watching it, we were looking at dog stats for the year, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. I am sounding like a broken record, repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over, and nothing is changing. Children, babies, adults, seniors are dying, are getting killed by these dogs, whether they're family dogs, neighbors' dogs, relative dogs, or rescue dogs, or stray dogs. It's happening. But we can't say the same about any other animal at this rate. No other animal kills as much as dogs. You can combine the top 3 animals in this world. Let's say lion, bears, and let's say sharks. And you combine them together, dog stats, man's best friend stats, in terms of fatality and attacks towards children, babies, adults, seniors, are going to surpass lions, bears, and shark attacks. I guarantee it. I've done this before. We've looked at the stats, and dog bite stats and kills are way up there. They're way, way up there. But we know that dog nuts is gonna say, "What about people? People are so bad." Sure. I know. I don't like people as much. I know people can be reckless and dangerous. I get that. I get it. But I rather have to, deal with people because it's easier. Way easier to deal with people than it is to have to deal with these worthless mutts. I think that's all I have to say for this. Thank you for joining me for another commentary of Clifford, the Big Red Dog, the movie, which is based on the book and even the cartoon show of the 90s, early thousands. I hope you enjoyed it. And once again, Remember, it's okay to hate dogs.